Hi, it's Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. We are continuing today to recap the 300 videos that I have posted so far. Outdoors, it just started raining. I love that sound. I don't think you'll be able to hear it, it's kind of quiet. But anyway, so we left off. Hold on, I'm going to show you a picture, but I'm going to clean this off real quick with my Windex. And I know you're not supposed to use this like on an iPad, but I'm living on the edge, guys. Okay, let me just pull up. So the next video that I did, where we left off, was making a boutonniere and a wrist corsage. And they didn't look like this, but I showed you how you could possibly do that. That was a fun. I enjoyed making that video because I like making things like that. So that one I think did pretty good. The next video was this video was the first video that I posted after finally being monetized by YouTube. And it was called something like Spitball About Wartime Manufacturing. And that was a subject that I was sort of really interested in and still am. But it was about what different companies switched over to making during World War II to help the war effort. And, you know, they're the big companies, like the car companies were a little more obvious. So we didn't really discuss that. It was more the smaller companies that switched over. And I asked for people to share anything they knew of small companies that switched during wartime manufacturing. And that video, I think what I did was, it was the first time I did this. I basically did the exact same video twice in a row, within the same video, like not two separate, and once soft spoken and once whisper, just because I kind of wanted all the comments to go under the same video. So that was something different. But yeah, that was when I was first monetized by YouTube. And that means that all those videos I talked to you about in the first part of this 300 recap, I was not monetized on any of them. I did not make a dime. And some of those were the biggest videos I've ever had, like the Interstates, the big three automakers, NFL. I've never had any videos do the kind of numbers those did. And YouTube ran ads all over those videos. And I never made a dime. It's not like they retroactively pay you for that, which I'm not going to, bite the hand that feeds me or anything, but I kind of feel like they should, because they ran ads on content that I made, but whatever. Anyway, so starting at wartime manufacturing, that's when I started being monetized. So that was exciting. The next video I did was the phases of the moon, and I think I used this, and then I drew the moons whatever, and then did like the waxing and the waning moon and explained why that happens. And I think I made a mistake in that video, but people in the comments pointed that out, so you can check it and see if you care. But basically the information's there either way. And then I did a magazine flip through, and it was a magazine from 2007. So it was kind of interesting because of the language used about weight and, diets and stuff, I feel like has changed a lot since then. So I felt like that was kind of interesting. The next video, hold on, let me grab this, was all about the theater, and I hate to spoil it if you haven't watched it, but there was a major prop that comes out during that video. I'll just give you a hint. And it was this stage. Anyway, and so we discussed the theater. That video has a mistake in it too, but I think it gets cleared up in the comments. But overall, I think it gave a lot of kind of interesting information about going to the theater and the theater, if you're curious. Then I did an unboxing of an iPhone 12. What happened during this time? I had a older iPhone 11 that didn't have, it had like the minimum amount of, memory. And so I was having a real problem with not being able to record because I was just running out of memory. And it would take literally 13 hours to load a video with that phone. And so I finally decided I gotta upgrade. But you guys know I'm super frugal and also not at all wealthy. So I went on Amazon and bought a renewed iPhone 12 with more memory. And so I unboxed it in that video, and that phone, the battery was like exploding. I think that was that unboxing. And so we, in the comments, people are like, return it. And that may have been a short, I can't remember. But so I did end up returning that one. But there's that video. Then I did a video where I took the cat stickers that I had shown and I put them on this bottle. Now, I love this bottle, but the other day I had it in the dishwasher and this came off it. So I have to look at it and try to figure it out. I don't know if it goes this way or this way, but so that's a project for, it's one of those things though, will I ever get around to doing it? I don't know. Anyway, so that was putting stickers on a bottle. And that video and the next video, which is understanding and explaining NFL football, those two videos I shot with the phone that had the exploding battery because I was just testing it out or something, I forget. But I didn't know this, but there's a setting on your phone that can make it like appear super bright or not. So I didn't have it set properly, and one of you who's always super helpful in the comments, I think, I'm forgetting your name right now, but always helpful with the iPhone, tech nerd maybe, said, hey, you have your setting wrong. And so I fixed that. But those two videos, they're like obnoxiously bright, I feel like, but they're still okay. So yeah, so then we did the understanding and explaining football. I don't remember if that was terminology. I'd have to go back and look because I did a few football ones. But yeah, all the football ones are fun. I have fun making those because I do enjoy football. And then I did a video where we looked at, I think it was this book, this Who Knew Things You Didn't Know About Things You Know Well. I did a few videos where we looked at this book. And it just has like random facts, like a dime has 118 ridges around the edge. I don't even remember that fact. Do you guys remember that? Did I skip that page? Wait a minute. A portrait of Franklin Delano Roosevelt appears on the dime because of his work on behalf of the March of Dimes and its battle against polio, the disease that crippled him. What? I don't remember these facts. Did we read that one? Oh my gosh. Did I skip? 3 of the first 5 U.S. presidents, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Monroe, died on July 4th. Really? Guys, I don't remember reading these. Is that how bad my memory is, or did we skip? We may have to go back over this. Okay, that we may have to look at. But that is fun, looking at those, I think. The next video I did was all about West Virginia. And that was because when I was mapping out the New England and South and everything, I completely left out West Virginia. And then I was like, wait, where does it go? Into here or into here? I couldn't remember. And then I felt really bad about it because I forgot, I think, West Virginia and South Carolina. But West Virginia is sort of a historically maligned state, I feel like. And it's bad because it's absolutely gorgeous. And they have mountains and they have rivers and you can go whitewater rafting. It's just like a really cool place. So I did a video just on West Virginia and going backpacking in Dolly Sods and things I've done there. So yeah, a video all about West Virginia. And maybe eventually I'll do other states. And then I did a video where we looked at, and I don't think this was one of them actually, but we opened up some vintage board games and made sure all the pieces were there. I don't think I actually did Yahtzee. I did Clue and Haiku. But Yahtzee's kind of one of my favorite games. I love Yahtzee. It's sort of like poker. That sounds weird to say, but it is. But I have 2 of these, so I will still go through these. I don't think I've done those yet. All right, let me set that down. I'll try not to fall off my chair. All right, then I did an NFL pick video. It must have been the playoffs, and I was picking the winners for that week's game. Then I did another, I still had my other vintage board games. I went through a 1960s battleship game that was in mint condition, guys. I mean, really, it had been played, but otherwise it was like mint condition. And I'm keeping that one forever. Oh, then I did driving in ice and snow safely. I think I used cars and stuff to show it. I think that video is excellent. Patting myself on the back. But I do. I think it's really good and worth a watch. And maybe I'll re-record it next winter in a whisper just to, because I think it's so important. And I see people who don't know how to drive in ice and snow. And it's something that you should know how to do, because not just ice and snow, but rain, it can get slick, especially if you live somewhere dry. Once it rains, the roads can the oils come up onto the road and it can be just like ice. Or if there are leaves on the road and you drive on them, that can be slick like ice. So it's good to know. The next video was, again, a renewed iPhone 12 unboxing, because I returned the one with the battery and I got another one. And I think the one that I got in that video is the one I'm using right here. And there's one weird thing about this phone. I have a case on it that my son bought me that is for an iPhone 12. But this iPhone 12 is a gold color that I only bought gold because it was cheaper than the other ones by $4. I'm so weird. Anyway, but the case doesn't, it's almost the phone's too thick for the case. So now I'm wondering, are gold phones thicker than regular slate phones, Because I feel like it is. I feel like it's thicker. And with these new phones, do you even need a case, or are they pretty solid? I've always had a case, so. But I do have my pop socket on there too. Anyway, okay, enough about that. So then the next one I did was this. I had this Computer Creations fall catalog, and it has all the video games from the 1980s. Like this booklet's from 1985, I think. And so we just kind of went through it and talked about old video games. I have to say, most of them I didn't remember all that well. I think I talked a little bit about what I had and what games, we played, just sort of personal stories. So that was kind of interesting. Epic's Summer Games 2, Epic's Winter Games, the world's greatest football game. Yeah, that was a fun one. I think that did pretty well, actually. And then I did a video just on how to address an envelope. That you put your name here, and then, mom here, and then address, street, city, zip code, street. And the funny thing about this is, and your stamp over here. Just the other day, one of my full-grown sons, and this is not ripping on him, but he has addressed so few envelopes. I mean, literally, people don't do that anymore. You just send text or you send money through, however. I'm so old. Through, anyway, through the computer. You send money. I can't think of the name of the thing. Anyway, so he was writing a check out for his rent. And I look at it and he has this was just him not thinking straight, I guess, but he has the street, the city, and then he put his name here. And I'm like, that's upside down. Whatever. But, that's why I make the videos, because it's hard, because people don't have to write letters anymore. And so for olds like me, it's like, oh, obviously. But for young people, it's not obvious. I mean, how many times has somebody under 20 had to address an envelope? Not very often. Okay, so that was a pretty good one, I think. The next one I did was the first time I did movie quotes. And so I just talked about like movie quotes you've probably heard a lot and you might not know where they came from. So we talked about that. And that's really fun for me because I love movies and I quote movies all the time. So then I did a magazine flip through while sucking on a Halls lozenge. I find sometimes with whispering that can kind of dry your voice out. So having like a Halls or something can help. Yeah. Then I did a video. Let's see, do I have the book? I do, but it's way on the other side of the room. About the Earth's spheres, like the hydrosphere, the atmosphere, ecosphere. Oh boy, guys, I gotta rewatch the video because I don't remember. What were all the spheres? There's the atmosphere. Oh boy, I gotta rewatch my own video. See, I learned stuff. It's like when you're in school and you learn stuff for a day and then it's like poof out of your head. But anyway, it was about like the earth, the water, the atmosphere, all that. It was good. It was good. I'm sure it must have been good. Okay. Then I did a video on, hold on, I'll grab this. I'm now so paranoid I'm going to fall off my seat here. Oh, I forgot. So this came up in the West Virginia one. That's who visited our cabin in West Virginia, this big old bear. And he ate all our s'more stuff. So, yeah, if you want to hear that story. Okay, so then I did a video all about We Are the World. And I made this video, and it wasn't like a week after that, a Netflix documentary show came out about We Are the World, and I watched it, and it's so good, you guys. If you are into like music or 1980s artists, anything like that, that's a good. It's such a good documentary. It's so interesting. There's a moment where hold on, it's going to come to me. Okay. Bob Dylan is at We Are the World, and you know, he's not like a Michael Jackson. He can't just sing whatever. So he could not figure out how he was supposed to sing his part. So he went to Stevie Wonder, and he's like, Stevie, help me figure out how this should sound. And Stevie Wonder basically does an impersonation of Bob Dylan singing it. So it's phrased like how Bob Dylan would sing. And Bob looks thrilled. And he ends up just taking exactly what Stevie Wonder taught him and does it. It's just great. And then there's a whole thing with Huey Lewis kind of taking over the spot at the last minute. And he talks about how nervous he was. And it's good. It's a good one. Okay. What came after that? Let's see. Where are we? Oh, and then I did another video with that fact book. And then I did 2 videos in a row about kitchen fire safety. And one was soft spoken and one was whisper. But it was basically the same thing. And it was talking about, you know, what kind of fire extinguisher to have in your kitchen, what to use to put out a fire if you don't have a fire extinguisher. Well, or if it's a small fire. How to put your pan on the stove to be safe, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Then we did another NFL pick video, so it must have still been during playoffs. And then I think that same day I posted a couple. Some of these days I'd post 2 videos because I know a lot of people aren't interested in, you know, NFL picks. So, but I just did like shuffling the papers from the NFL pick and counting them up. And then I did a video looking at This Women's Day magazine, which was from 1964. So we just kind of looked through this at all the pictures and clothes and recipes. God, I love the show Mad Men. I mean, I was into vintage long before that, but it's always fun to, I don't know, look at these old hairstyles and stuff. I think what I was going to say about Mad Men, they do such a good job with, you know, having the right pieces from the right time period in that show. Like, because I deal with vintage things, sometimes I watch old shows and I'm like, that's not from that period. But whatever, who cares? Anyway, so this was a good one. Oh, look at the Breck girl. She's so pretty. So pretty. Okay. Then, I did a video on riptides and what to do if you get caught in a riptide. And I used this kinetic sand for the water and showed, you know, what to do when the water is coming in and then you get pulled back out. So we talked about riptides. I think that was a good video. That video I know I made while I was down in Tennessee. So if you watch it, I'm actually at my mom's house in Tennessee and I set up kind of the same, you know, setup, but down there. So that's kind of nice that I figured out I could do that, because then when I go down there to help them out or to just visit for fun, I can still shoot videos down there. So these next few videos I think I shot down in Tennessee. But I know I did riptides because my sister got caught in a riptide tongue-tied once and feels that she almost died. And so I had talked to her about it before I did the video, and I think I tell her story in that one. Okay, then I got this book. Hold on, let me move something. Oops. I got this book. It was at my mom's house. She let me take it with me, which was nice. But I used to read it when I was a kid because I love this cow. But anyway, so we read this as kind of like a little bedtime story. I think is what it, I think. Was I whispering? I don't remember. Mother Goose. Let me see if I wrote, it just says bedtime story, Mother Goose. So I don't remember if I read it. I think it was just soft spoken. But it's a beautiful book with cool photos. And I think, well, we read up to here. So I'll have to do some more videos. Telltale tit, your tongue shall be slit, and all the dogs in our town shall have a little bit. Oh my God. Some of them are so dark. Like, what does that mean? Your tongue will be slit and all the dogs in our town. I'm telling you, some of those things are very dark. Okay. And then I just did, I'm not sure which map it would have been, but I think one of these maps, I traced all the, states, because I find that pretty relaxing to watch sometimes. I think that I have personally gone back and watched that video to fall asleep. But I think I just was quiet and just tracing it. So you can go back. I think it's just called Tracing the United States or something. That's Ohio. And Pennsylvania. Okay, we'll just do West Virginia because it's a good one. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't some hillbillies there. I've met a few. Virginia. Anyway, so we just traced the whole thing. I do find that so relaxing even just to do it. I might do one today. Maybe we should look up and do the 13 original colonies. Okay, I'm getting mesmerized. I'm stopping. Okay, that just put me in a zone. Sorry. I zoned out. I can do that sometimes. Okay, where was I? Okay, so then I did, let's see. And I know I was still in Tennessee when I did this because I remember talking to my uncle about, and my dad. Oh, and my dad, I've told you guys he has Alzheimer's. And sometimes, he has trouble communicating about things, even things he knows about, just because he has trouble finding the right words or he just doesn't remember it all. But baseball, he started telling me all about baseball. So that was really fun. And I think next time I go to Tennessee, I'll do a video on golf because I want to talk to my dad about golf. I think it might trigger memories for him too. So that was fun. But this is, I talked all about baseball and how it's played and the different positions, and we drew the field. So that was fun. That was a good one. After that, Oh, uh, we looked at a Chico's women's clothing catalog, which is kind of clothes for like over 40, maybe over 50-year-old women. Of course, in the catalog, all the models are in their 30s, but the clothes are really aimed at an older crowd. And then we did a video on the choir and all the parts like soprano, alto, tenor, bass, and where they stand, and just about choirs. I know I was still in Tennessee when I made that video. I remember because I'd asked my mom, she was a lawyer, and I said, give me something like lawyer, like simple law things I can just go over that isn't too complicated. And she started talking, and I'm like, that's too complicated. I don't know. So then I went, I'll just do the choir. Anyway, and then we did the Super Bowl playoff picks. And then I remember that day I watched the Super Bowl, and I said, I'm going to take the day off and just watch football and do a puzzle. I think I posted a, what do you call it? Like a photo of the in the community thing. But then that night I ended up like looking at the far side, and I was like, well, I may as well do this with my friends here. So we looked at the far side, which I could do again and again because I think the far side's hilarious. Anyway, the Holsteins visit the Grand Canyon. See, sometimes I don't know. Why is that funny? I'm not sure. And yet, even without knowing why it should be funny, it still makes me laugh. Okay, so that was fun. We'll do that again. Oh, and then I was driving home from Tennessee, and along the way, you see sets of crosses like this on the roadside. And I knew that one time when I'd bought a suitcase, I found a letter about the coffin. I think they're called the Coffin-Daffer. Is that right? Coffin-Daffer crosses. And they're all over parts of the United States. They're all over the world now. Not many, but around the United States, there are quite a few. And they're really in like, like right in this area. I think there's a lot, like maybe even out further, maybe out here. But the Coffin-Daffer guy, he started in West Virginia, right around here, I think. So you see tons of these crosses here. So I just talk about that. It's not religious or anything for me. I mean, when I'm telling you about it, I'm just telling you about how you see them everywhere and why. So I thought that was really interesting. Let's see. So that was the Coffin-Daffer crosses. Where are we? Oh, and then we did it was a travel magazine, I think, that I flipped through and I cut with scissors. Places we want to go or something. I can't exactly remember. And then I did a video on, oh wait, I think I saw this. Hold on. Okay, let me get my pictures. On Groundhog Day. And we talked about Phil and the committee that takes him out of his hole. So that was all on Groundhog Day. Then I did a video where I looked through my old cassette tapes in a box that I basically hadn't opened since the 1990s. And I opened it up and just kind of looked through them. That is the second most thumbs down video. I don't know why people don't like my music, I guess. Admittedly, there's probably some trash music in there. I was in my early 20s. I don't know. Then I did a Costco catalog flip through. Then the next video, I kind of thought this was a cool one. I did The Day the Music Died, which was about Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, the Big Bopper, and their plane crash. And then the song American Pie. Yeah, Bye Bye, Miss American Pie. That was written about the day the music died. they were playing a show and didn't want to drive in the freezing cold, so they chartered a plane. And Waylon Jennings was there too, but he didn't end up getting on the plane. And the plane crashed, killing Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens. And so I thought that was a good video. More information about that in there. These cool glasses, man. I think he was only 22 when he died, and he already had like so many great songs. So yeah, check that one out. After that, I think it was right before the Super Bowl. So I did a video with just Super Bowl facts, and it had all kinds of things. And one of the ones that shocked me the most was that cheerleaders only get paid $150 per game. That was crazy. That's one that sticks in my head. But it was interesting. There were a lot of facts about that. Then I did a video called... Let me get my board. This isn't the best board, but okay. Called What Century Is It? Where we looked at, BC and AD and the year zero, basically, and then why the 1800s are 1700 through, what is it, wait a minute, 1800, 1701. I don't know, I gotta rewatch this. Sorry, I can't think that's that deep right now. But anyway, so that was a very interesting video. I thought that was a good one. Don't worry, I explain it better if you actually watch it. Then we did a Trader Joe's Fearless Flyer because, why not? Then I did a video that was about my favorite childhood album, Carole King's Really Rosie, with Maurice Sendak, drawings. And I think all the songs are based on Maurice Sendak's stories. So yeah, I recommend this album. It's great. Okay, set that down. Okay, then, I should have brought my flag up here. I talked about the United States flag, just facts about it and how to care for it, how to fold it properly. Yeah, it's a good video. Non-political, just about the flag. Then we read, was it in here? No, I don't have the book, but a Hans Christian Andersen story called The Red Shoes. I think it was just a straight up reading of that story. Then we did Super Bowl picks and some sports trivia that were on the Trivial Pursuit cards. And the next day, we just went over the answers to the Trivial Pursuit questions. Then I did a video where I sort of built this bonsai tree. And just, I had said, should I buy more Legos? And I considered it, but they're so expensive, I kind of chickened out on it. And I didn't buy them. But, and then somebody's like, you should do an Amazon wish list. Maybe. I don't know. I feel why do I feel weird about that? I don't know, but I do. But I'm in this local free group on Facebook. And yesterday this woman gave me for free, like a neighbor of mine, one of those Lego bouquets with the flowers. So we're going to look at that soon, and I think that'll be fun. But this thing turned out, it is so cool. And you can take these off and put green leaves on or the pink. And there are little frogs on there too. So that was really fun. So we did that. That was a popular video, I think. I think that's fun. And then I did a video. Where did I put my... Guys, I lost my iPad. It's gone. Oh, it's right here. Okay, no need to alert the authorities. I found it. I don't see it well. Here's the cheerleaders who don't get paid enough. And there's the American flag thing. Hold on a minute. Where is he? He's here somewhere. Uh-oh. Oh, here he is. And then I did a video all about Albert, my owl. And that's him right there. I don't know if you can see him. He's an eastern screech owl. And I did a video about building this owl box and all about Albert. And I just noticed like that is from the video I did about the Royal Caribbean cruise out of Baltimore. And I think this is Radio Beach in Bimini. And that's the ship we were on. And that was the moon video. That's a picture of Earth taken from the moon. And Route 66. And this is the Dust Bowl. This was in the 1940s map video, I think. And that's from the Jumpstart Your Car battery. That's my battery. It's messy. Okay. All right, where were we? We were talking about owls. Yeah, so I did the Eastern Screech Owl. And then I did a video about NASCAR. I don't feel like it was that long ago. We must be getting close because NASCAR feels recent. But anyway, so I did a video about NASCAR. I guess that was about the Daytona 5. I didn't do 2 NASCAR, did I? I guess this was the Daytona 500 NASCAR. And then we did a video looking at this vintage Sears catalog, which we still have a lot more to look at in here. And I remember I filmed a whole video and it didn't record or something. I don't remember. So anyway, so we'll look through this more. I actually have a page marked. Look at these rings. These diamond rings for $22. Exceeded only by a diamond in hardness, so they're not real. I was going to say, that seems like a deal even back then. I wonder how much a real diamond was. Oh, here's real diamonds. Huh, I don't know. My diamond ring, my cat ate it, and that's true. Okay. Then we did, took out the playing cards and we learned how to play solitaire, which I hadn't played since I was a kid. And I've played a few games since, and I think I'm not that good because, you know, you're not supposed to have someone look over your shoulder. But with you guys looking over people are like, you missed that, you missed that. I'm like, oh. Yeah, probably. Also, I'm talking while playing, which maybe I should concentrate harder. Okay, then I did a video how to play chess, soft spoken. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one. I think I explained it pretty well. I used to play a lot of chess when I was a kid, but as an adult, I've hardly played it all. And then I think I recorded that, I think once soft spoken and then once in a whisper voice. So I think there are 2 versions of how to play chess. Then I did another video of movie quotes. And then how to score at bowling. I like that video. I was on a bowling league when I was young. And I just realized that all bowling alleys now are automated. You don't have to score. But knowing how to score is kind of fun. So we did that. And then I did a video just playing solitaire. And then a video about leap year and what is leap year and a leap day, and oh, look at this old camera equipment. So yeah, I think that was a good one. All about leap year, yep. Okay. And then I took out this. And just traced the US presidents. because I hadn't. Oh, so I just broke my Lego tree. I'll just move that out. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do like a fact about each president or something like that, but I haven't quite given it thought. So I just kind of went through this and like traced all the presidents out. Neater than that though. Then let's see. I think it was this unofficial Disney Parks cookbook flipped through. And this book has all these recipes for things that you apparently get at Disney parks, but I don't go to, I'm not really familiar with Disney all that much. But it was still fun to look at. And they have what I liked about it. Let's see, where is it? I thought it was right there. Hold on. Oh, yeah. They have these maps of the parks. So that's kind of neat. And then you see what food you get from different places at the park. And then you can kind of, they have churros, raspberry rose Mickey macarons. I don't know how to say that. Look how cute that cupcake is. Anyway, so we looked through part of that, but I'm only right here. So I'll have to continue looking at it. A neighbor gave me this one to look through. She knew what I'm up to. All right. Where are we? I lost my place. Hold on. Oh, and then I did a traced the continents. So we went around with the, pen, and we just sort of traced them and said out loud. A lot of times I do this when I'm trying to think of what video I want to do next. It sort of just quiets my mind a little bit, and sometimes I'll get an idea just looking at the pictures. I don't think I did though on this one. Come up with an idea, I mean. Tasmania, New Zealand. Smaller than I thought, honestly. So we did that. Oh, and then I went to my library books sale, and I bought a bunch of books, and so I showed those to you guys. One of the books I bought, it's got some things that are not totally like PG. And I started to do a video, but then I wasn't sure if it was inappropriate, so I don't know whether it doesn't bother me personally, but I don't want to offend anybody or anything. So I can't decide what to do. I mean, it has like torture. I'm not talking about sexual stuff. I'm talking about torture and murder and things like that. Some of it's sexual maybe, but I can't decide. So if you guys have any thoughts, maybe I could just in the title say explicit or something. I don't know, but I don't want to make it sound like it's going to be something good. It'll still just be me talking. Anyway, I don't know. All right, what's next? So where was I? Oh, and then one of the books I bought was this word search book. So I was going to do a word search every day, but the problem I had with that was I was posting a regular video and then doing a word search, but I think people were just seeing the word search. So they were like, you keep posting the same thing. And I was like, well, so now I'm titling them bonus, hoping that, people see I'm actually posting both. It's a bonus. But I don't know. I haven't quite decided what to do with it. But I do want to do one, so I might do one tonight. Because because look, I was going to do one every day. They're supposed to be good for your brain if you're worried about dementia. I don't know why word finds are even more than a word search, which seems, I don't know. But so anyway, I started doing that. And then I did random facts, maybe that same fact book or maybe a different one. I don't remember, but some random facts. And then I did another bonus word search. I think that was that same day. Then I took out the vintage Trivial Pursuit game and looked through it all and read some of the questions and answers. Then I did a video. Put this down here, hold on. Where we, I think maybe I explained how to play blackjack. Oh, you're in trouble. 16 against an ace. Insurance, anyone? You lose, sorry. And I think I might do more of that. And I know that, I think I said at the time, I lost some subscribers when I posted that video. And that doesn't feel good. You don't want to do that. But I kind of like playing blackjack, so I might do more videos like that. I don't know. Okay, so that was blackjack. I've lost my place again, sorry guys. Oh, and then I did a Trader Joe's video where I showed all my favorite sauces, and I actually had the bottles and everything. I love Trader Joe's sauces. And I think that night I did a bonus word search. And then I pulled out this because I am really, really, really not educated on chemistry. And so I kind of just traced this while trying to figure out. Well, I did two videos. I think I did one where I just traced it, and then one where I tried to figure out what this is, what it means. So we looked up in the cultural literacy book, I think, and some other books, like what is the atomic number and what does it mean that they're here or over here or down here, and just tried to understand like the symbol, just everything we could about it to try to get ideas for future videos. I did not get an idea for a future video. I don't know. I still don't know. You know how sometimes you don't know, you know so little about a subject that you can't even, think of a jumping off point for a future video. Anyway, but I did like looking it all up, and I do feel like a better understanding of this than I had before. So, and I do think we all learned something there, except for people who knew and were like, okay. But they were very supportive. Everybody was. I thought the comments on that video were really nice. Okay. So that was tracing the periodic table and then discussing the periodic table. And then I did a video, I think with index cards, on the NHL, which is the National Hockey League, conferences and divisions and what teams are where. So that was a good one. And then a bonus episode word search. And then I'm thinking it was this book, which is a very old book, very old. I think it's from like the 1800s, 1897. And so I read a story from this book. I think that one was soft spoken. And I think I was about to go out of town or something. So I had kind of pre-recorded a soft spoken one and then a whisper one and posted those like a few days apart from each other. So I'll probably do more stories from this book because it's pretty cool. But anyway, so I did the soft spoken, and I think I did a bonus word search. And then I took out I know what happened during that time. I had injuries on my hand and I was really paranoid about my hands. So I put on gloves and I waxed my cutting boards, which needed doing, and I was glad to do it. And so that was fun. And then I did this bedtime story with a whisper. And then I did a bonus episode that was 10 hands of blackjack plus a word search. And then we did a flip through of this 200 greatest pop culture icons with Tom Cruise, Lady Diana, Princess Diana. Is that J-Lo? Wow. Madonna, Elvis, Jennifer Aniston, George Clooney, Marilyn Monroe, Kennedy. John F. Kennedy Jr. is that his name? I can't remember. He died in the plane crash. Britney Spears, Michael Jackson. Is that J-Lo? Because she looks the same. Wow. So we flipped through this and looked at all the pictures and talked about stuff. I think I did the whole thing, didn't I? I think so. The sex symbol. Farrah Fawcett. Paul Newman, so cute. Ben Affleck. Brad Pitt. Oh my gosh, she looks so good. Halle Berry. Anyway, so we just... If you've never seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, go watch it. It's so good. Al Pacino. I swear he's looked this old since forever. He was on the Academy Awards the other night. There's Bruce Springsteen. Garth Brooks. You know, my kids are kind of into country music, and I mentioned Garth Brooks, and they were like, he's not famous. And I was like, oh, he's famous. Oh, he's famous. And it's because I think he doesn't have his music on Spotify. So, like, a lot of young people who only have Spotify, they've never heard his stuff. It's so weird. So I bought my son, this is old lady stuff, but at Goodwill I found the Essential or whatever it's called, Garth Brooks. May's Greatest Hits, whatever. And gave it to my son, a CD for him to play in his car, and he's like, he is good. Anyway, nice Bob Dylan. Okay, but that was fun. Obviously, look, I got sidetracked with it right now. So, where are we? We are at 200. Okay. Then I did Who Will Win the Best Picture for the Academy Awards, and I think I had no spoilers in that one. Then we looked at pictures of outer space and planets and stars, and I was just trying to conjure ideas for future videos. Sometimes I'm going to do that anyway, so I just do it on camera to kind of share with you guys, and then sometimes in the comments people say things I go, that's a good idea. Okay, maybe I'll do that. But sometimes you guys have great ideas, and I do write them down in a notebook, but I plan on having this channel for many years, so I have to just go with whatever triggers my brain that particular day. But they are written down, and sometimes I flip through and go, oh yeah, that's a good one, that's a good one. So, and then we did the Best Picture nominees with spoilers, where I just basically talked about it completely with spoilers. So, yeah. Then I did a video about the State of the Union, and I think that's a pretty good one. Non-political, just talking about what happens at the State of the Union. Then I did a video all about beekeeping because I plan to start keeping bees. So I had a beekeeping book for dummies, and I had some things that I show you that I have ready to go. Yeah. Then I did another bonus word find. Then we did See, these feel out of order, but maybe not. NHL hockey basics. So it's just all the basics of hockey. But I thought I did that before the State of the Union because I thought I used the hockey. Oh, no, I know. I know what that was. Never mind. Okay, never mind. So the NHL hockey basics, and then a note about the goalie because I realized I left something out. But it's interesting because the NHL hockey basics got a lot of views, but that note about the goalie, like nobody watched. Poor goalie. Anyway, then it was the Ides of March, and I did a video about the Ides of March, and that's the one where I reused the styrofoam piece from the State of the Union to show the Ides of March. But the Ides of March is all about Caesar getting stabbed at the Brute. So that's a good one. Okay, let me put these down. So then I've left one off, I know, but somehow, guys, I have left off this one because I know I did this and I don't know, I never saw it, but I cut those Mother Goose things and I cut all these little pieces. And I see, like these, I cut them up and then I glued them on and made this collage. But I never saw that in my notes. But that was definitely a video. And I love it. I love it so much. I put it up and look at it when I work. But you know what else I love? Is the sound of this bag. I mean, this bag is from Trader Joe's. And I think it's made out of cornstarch instead of plastic. So it'll, what do you call it? You know, you can put it in your garden. But listen to that. It's like a cloud of plastic. Cornstarch. Anyway, yeah, I never saw that one come up for some reason. I know I did that before these. Okay. Anyway, after the Ides of March, my son loaned me his Pokemon card collection, and so I opened this up and looked through these Pokemon cards. And apparently what people don't like is for you to take them out, and they kept saying I was manhandling them and bending them. I did not bend the cards. I did not bend any cards or manhandle. They do fall out of this though, and they are double wrapped in plastic, so everybody can calm down. But that was all in good fun. I don't care. And my son is not in any way upset with me. He's like, you did just fine. Don't worry about it. But he has this whole collection, and so this is like the newer cards, but he also has older cards. So I still have to go through those, but I admit that I'm a little intimidated because I didn't know that it would, be so dramatic. I didn't know people would get that worried about it. But they don't like you taking them out, and here I go. I just can't help it. They're wrapped in plastic. Like, I don't see. They're wrapped in hard plastic. Anyway, that's Mewtwo. He's my favorite. And they're super loosey-goosey in here anyway, on these ones. Okay. Maybe I'm being too, taking it too personally. Not really. I don't really care. But that was fun. It was fun to look through these. And, I don't know anything about them. But my son says none of them are in, like, mint condition. He just packaged them like this because he bought these. Actually, I bought these at a estate sale one time, all these plastic sheaths, like, for it. And so he'd put them all in there. They're all cared for. But anyway, so I have another book like this I have to still go through. It is funny. Oh boy. Okay. The only comment that bugged me, somebody said that something like, go be a better mom or something. Like, all right, calm down. Like, it's one thing to get mad at me for touching the cards, but don't you dare say I'm not a good mom. Okay, so that was Pokemon. And then the cute dog book. We looked through this a little bit and just looked at the one, like herding dogs. So we have more of that to go through. And then we did a Costco flyer flip through. And then a bonus word search. Okay, and then I think all these videos from the dog book all the way until recently, I pre-recorded because I was helping my son move to Boston. So I think that this dog book flipped through, the Costco flyer flipped through. I don't exactly remember. And then looking at this, I think I talked about going to Boston. Usually whenever I do these word searches, it's really just a chit chat, just blah, blah, blah. And then we did a video where my niece sent me a late birthday present that included all kinds of like this stuff. Oh, I love the sound, right? It's purple. So we looked at like all the skincare stuff she sent for me, which was super cool. I like that sound. Okay. And then I had a bag of gummy Legos that I had bought at Trader Joe's. No, not Trader Joe's, sorry. Target. And I wanted them to work, but I won't spoil the video, but I eat gummy Legos. So if you're into like eating sounds, that's in that one. And then I pulled out, I was building a toolbox, you know what I mean, building, putting it together for my son before he moved away. So I just showed you all the things that I would put in a basic toolbox. And I think that's a pretty good video. I rewatched it and I would say it's pretty good. I think it hits on all the necessary tools. I couldn't even think of anything I left out, if I'm honest. So if you're into tools, or if you think you might want to build a toolbox for your loved one or as a gift, it would be a great gift. Like if you're giving a housewarming gift and you want to make a perfect toolbox, a perfect tool. But I mean, really, like, so they have everything they need. I think that would be a really cool gift. And I do believe that if you have the right tools, you can fix things, and save so much money on repairs, because so many things are so easy to fix if you just have the tools. Anyway, all right. And then I did just playing solitaire, and I played, this is the one where I played 2 games of solitaire, and I think I just didn't play very good. I lost both games and frustrated people in the comments. But that's what happens. But it's all fun. And then I got out the Pokemon book and counted how many cards. And that actually I filmed the same day I filmed the other Pokemon card video, because I was counting the cards to, put how many I looked at on the video. And then that's it. We're all caught up. I did the 300 recap. And then yesterday I did the first 4 March Madness picks. And now we're here. And now we're here today. So if you guys, I thought it was really cool that in the last 300 recap, some people wrote like, I started watching your videos during the Halloween, vintage Halloween one. If you remember, I would love to hear it, because that's interesting to me. Like, what was the thing that got you interested, But anyway, I think I'm going to shoot a couple of extra videos right now because, well, I'll do a word search and we can talk about what's going on and everything. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching and for being here for 300 videos. I can't tell you how much I appreciate every one of you, except that one guy. No, just kidding. But really, like, it's awesome. It's awesome. I just love it so much that, you know, people come back and watch videos and comment. And, like, some of you comment all the time. Hi, Bob.